Ladies and gentlemen, there is a hidden law of nature that governs success quietly, invisibly, powerfully. You've seen it in your own life. Even if you didn't recognize it, it's this: 80% of your results come from just 20% of your actions. This is not coincidence. This is not magic. This is principle, the law of concentrated effort. We live in a world of noise, notifications, distractions, endless tasks, each one whispering, "I'm important." But here's the truth: most of what you do does not matter. Only a small portion of your efforts are moving the needle in your life. Your job is to find those few and multiply them. Success does not come from doing more. It comes from doing less of what doesn't matter and more of what creates real progress. The average person is busy. The high achiever is selective. They don't chase every opportunity. They pursue the right opportunity. Ask yourself right now, what's the 20% in your life that's creating 80% of your stress? Cut it out. Then ask, what's the 20% that's giving you 80% of your joy, your income, your growth? Lean into it. Time is not money. Time is life. You cannot afford to spend it on the trivial, the mediocre, the unimportant. The successful individual takes inventory of every hour. They measure it not in minutes, but in impact. And above all, you must have a definite aim, a chief purpose. That purpose is the 20% that brings your life into focus. Without it, your energy will be scattered. But with it, you become a magnet for opportunity, clarity, and momentum. Here's the secret few understand. You don't need to do more to become great. You need to do less, but with greater intensity, intention, and integrity. Build your team, but not just any team. Connect with the 20% of people who believe in your vision, challenge your limits, and bring out your best. One aligned ally is worth more than 100 aimless acquaintances. And remember, this principle only works if you do. Knowing is not enough. Thinking is not enough. Action is the bridge between desire and destiny. Daily, focused action. Your mission is simple, but not easy. Find your vital few. Eliminate the trivial many. Double down on what works. Ignore what doesn't. And above all, never forget your purpose. Because the 80-20 principle isn't just a rule. It's a roadmap to freedom, to focus, to fortune. And when you master it, you'll achieve more than others ever dreamed, with less than you ever thought necessary. Most people believe that success is a product of doing more work, more hustle, more hours. But the truth is, success does not come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things with unwavering focus. In life, there are only a few actions that produce real results. The rest is noise, distraction, and wasted energy. When you understand this truth deeply, you begin to see that the power to transform your life lies not in addition, but in concentration. Think back to the times in your life when you made real progress, when something finally clicked, when growth accelerated. Chances are, it wasn't because you were doing 100 different things. It was because you zeroed in on one mission, one goal, one priority. That's the power of focused effort. When you remove the unnecessary, you give your energy a single direction. And in that direction, you become unstoppable. Like a laser, your efforts begin to cut through resistance, doubt, and delay. Focused effort multiplies results because it eliminates waste. But focus isn't just about doing one thing. It's about saying no to the hundreds of other tempting paths. It's about training your mind to resist the pull of instant gratification and stay locked in on what truly matters. This takes discipline. This takes clarity. And it takes belief in your mission. You cannot focus if you do not believe that what you are doing is important. To harness this principle, begin each day by identifying the one action that will create the greatest impact. Not the easiest, not the most urgent, but the most important. Then, give it your full attention. Shut off distractions, silence the world, and dive in. If you can master this habit, just one focused hour a day can move mountains over time. You don't need 10 hours of half-hearted effort. You need 1 hour of relentless, undivided commitment. Focused effort is how empires are built, how ideas become movements, and how ordinary people achieve extraordinary outcomes. Remember, the world doesn't reward busy people. It rewards those who are effective, consistent, and focused. Stop trying to do more. Start doing less, but with purpose, with passion, and with precision. That's how you unlock the true power of the $80-20 principle. That's how you rise above average. And that is how you achieve more with less. Time is not just a resource, it is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. Every second that passes is a piece of your existence that you will never get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose possessions and replace them. But once time slips away, it is gone forever. That makes time your most precious asset, far more valuable than gold, status, or even opportunity. And yet, the tragedy is that most people treat their time as if it were infinite. They give it away carelessly, spend it on things that don't matter, and allow distractions to consume their most productive hours. The individuals who rise to the top, who create lasting impact, who live with intention, they understand something the masses do not. They know that mastering their time is the first step toward mastering their destiny. They don't just fill their calendars with tasks. They fill their days with purpose. They make time work for them, not against them. Every action, every meeting, every hour is intentional. It is directed toward their major goal. And because of this, they get more done in one focused day than others do in an entire unfocused week. Success is not about being busy. Anyone can stay busy, but only a disciplined mind can stay productive. Time must be invested, not just spent. Every minute you waste in procrastination, overthinking, or chasing trivial pleasures is a minute that could have been invested in building your vision, strengthening your character, or deepening a meaningful relationship. If you don't place a high value on your time, don't be surprised when others don't either. You must treat your time like the rare treasure it is. Audit how you use it. Cut out time-wasting habits. Avoid people who drain your energy. Say no to things that don't align with your purpose. Wake up with clarity and go to bed with satisfaction, knowing your hours were well spent. If you want to change your life, don't start with your circumstances. Start with how you spend your time. That's where transformation begins. There are no shortcuts to a life of significance, but there is a secret: use your time with intention every single day. Because the truth is, your future is being shaped not by the years ahead, but by how you spend the minutes right now. Those who respect time will eventually be respected by the world, and those who waste it will always wonder why success never came knocking. Every truly successful individual, every trailblazer, every legacy builder has one thing in common. They are driven by a clear, definite major purpose. Without it, life becomes a random series of tasks, distractions, and obligations. With it, life becomes a mission. A definite major purpose is not just a vague desire or a passing interest. It is the single most important goal that aligns with your deepest values and ambitions. It is the anchor that keeps you grounded during storms and the compass that guides your daily actions. Without purpose, even the most talented people drift. They may work hard, but their energy is scattered. They chase trends, jump from idea to idea, and wonder why their efforts don't create lasting results. But when you identify your major purpose, you give your life a powerful direction. Your decisions become clearer. Your distractions lose their appeal. Your work becomes more meaningful. And the universe, in ways you may not understand, begins to respond to that clarity. Your definite major purpose must come from within. It cannot be borrowed from someone else's life. It cannot be manufactured by society's expectations. It must be something that stirs your spirit, something you are willing to sacrifice for, something that makes you come alive. When you discover that purpose, it will ignite a fire that no obstacle can extinguish. Challenges will still come, but you will meet them with determination because your vision is bigger than your pain. Clarity of purpose simplifies everything. It tells you what to focus on and what to ignore. It gives meaning to your struggles. It gives power to your words. It gives structure to your time. People without purpose are always busy, but rarely fulfilled. People with purpose may not be perfect, but they move with intention, confidence, and resolve. To identify your definite major purpose, ask yourself, if there were no limits, what would I dedicate my life to? What would I do even if no one paid me, praised me, or noticed me? What legacy do I want to leave behind? When your answer becomes clear, commit to it with everything you have. Write it down. Repeat it daily. Let it become the lens through which you view every opportunity and decision. You are not here to drift. You are not here to survive. You are here to live fully, to build boldly, and to impact deeply. But it all begins with a clear and definite purpose. Without it, you'll merely exist. With it, you'll begin to live. One of the greatest breakthroughs you can make in life is realizing that progress isn't always about adding more. It's often about removing what no longer serves you. The non-essential is anything that takes your time, energy, or attention without giving meaningful value in return. It shows up in the form of distractions, low-priority tasks, unnecessary commitments, and habits that dilute your focus. To live a powerful, purpose-driven life, you must eliminate these non-essentials ruthlessly. You only have a limited supply of energy each day. If you scatter it across everything, you'll achieve nothing meaningful. But if you focus that energy on a few high-impact priorities, you'll begin to see results that seem almost effortless. The truth is, success often comes not from doing more, but from doing less better. When you cut out the trivial, what remains is space for clarity, creativity, and real progress. Many people fear letting go of what's comfortable, even if it's ineffective. They stay busy with habits that feel familiar but bring no growth. They hold on to relationships that drain their spirit. They commit to routines that fill time but not their potential. But if your life is filled with the unnecessary, there's no room for what truly matters. You have to be bold enough to let go of the good to make room for the great. Removing the non-essential requires honesty. It means looking at your daily life and asking, what am I doing that isn't aligned with my highest goals? What consumes my time but doesn't move me forward? What would happen if I simply stopped doing this? When you answer truthfully, you begin to strip away the distractions and get closer to your core purpose. Eliminating what doesn't matter isn't about being harsh. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing to live with discipline rather than default. It's about respecting your time enough to protect it from waste. As you simplify, your mental load lightens. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. Your greatness is not buried under lack of ability, it's buried under clutter. Free yourself. Say no more often. Prioritize with courage. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Every step you take away from the non-essential brings you one step closer to a life of clarity, power, and lasting impact. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with, and that's not just a saying, it's a universal truth. Your mindset, habits, standards, and even your ambition are influenced by your circle. If you're serious about creating massive success, you must be just as intentional about your relationships as you are about your goals. The 80 or 20 principle applies to people too. 20% of your connections will contribute to 80% of your progress. These are the individuals you must surround yourself with. Those who think bigger, push harder, and refuse to settle. The right people elevate you. They challenge your excuses. They see your potential when you forget it. They speak life into your dreams and hold you accountable when you drift. When you align with such people, momentum becomes natural. Ideas sharpen. Confidence builds. Doubts shrink. That's the power of a mastermind, an alliance of like-minded individuals moving in the direction of greatness. But not everyone qualifies to be in that inner circle. Most are comfortable with mediocrity. They will discourage you, distract you, or drain your energy. You must distance yourself from those who pull you away from your purpose. Building a powerful mastermind doesn't mean seeking people who agree with you on everything. It means surrounding yourself with those who are committed to growth, those who live with vision, those who act with purpose. Even one strong, aligned relationship can be more valuable than 100 shallow ones. Choose quality over quantity. Seek wisdom over popularity. And remember, proximity is power. When you're in the right environment, success accelerates. Creating this environment starts with being the type of person you want to attract. Show up with integrity. Contribute value. Be disciplined in your pursuits. Your energy will attract those on a similar path. And when you find your 20%, those key few who challenge and support you, nurture those relationships. Collaborate. Share ideas. Set standards together. That's when your growth compounds. No one achieves greatness alone. Every giant of history had a circle, a council, a mastermind that sharpened their vision and fueled their climb. So ask yourself, who are you listening to? Who do you spend your time with? Do they reflect where you want to go? Or are they anchors holding you back? Be bold enough to choose your circle with intention, because the people around you will either multiply your greatness or sabotage it. Choose wisely, and success will not be a matter of luck. It will become a matter of time. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which all lasting success is built. It is the invisible force that separates those who wish from those who do, those who try from those who achieve. Without it, even the best ideas remain unrealized, and the greatest potential lies dormant. With it, momentum is created, momentum that propels you forward even when motivation fades, even when obstacles arise, even when the world offers excuses to quit. Self-discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about honoring your commitments, showing up when it's inconvenient, and doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. Momentum doesn't begin with huge, dramatic actions. It begins with small, repeated choices. Waking up on time, sticking to your goals, controlling your impulses, and resisting short-term pleasure in favor of long-term growth. When you consistently follow through on these small decisions, you begin to build confidence. That confidence fuels belief, and belief, reinforced by daily action, creates unstoppable momentum. But it all starts with discipline, the decision to take control of your behavior and your time. The truth is, talent alone is never enough. Many talented people fail because they lack consistency. They work in bursts waiting for inspiration. But inspiration is unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, can be trained. It becomes a habit. It becomes who you are. And once you make discipline your default mode, success is no longer a matter of luck. It becomes predictable. Every day, life will offer distractions. It will offer shortcuts, temptations, and reasons to take the easy way out. Self-discipline is what keeps you aligned with your vision in the face of those temptations. It reminds you why you started. It reminds you that every decision, no matter how small, is either moving you closer to your goal or pulling you further away from it. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Discipline is not about being flawless. It's about bouncing back quickly, learning from mistakes, and never surrendering to weakness. When you practice discipline long enough, the hard things become easier. What once felt like resistance becomes routine. Your actions start working for you. Doors begin to open, people begin to notice, and you begin to feel the momentum carrying you forward. Not because the world suddenly got easier, but because you got stronger. You became the type of person who can be trusted with success. Real freedom is not found in doing whatever you want. Real freedom is found in having the strength to do what's right, even when it's difficult. That's the kind of power self-discipline gives you. It turns goals into results, dreams into plans, and potential into performance. The world may admire talent, but it respects discipline. If you want to rise above average, if you want to build something that lasts, if you want to achieve more with less, discipline is the path. Master it, and momentum will follow. Momentum that makes the impossible feel inevitable. In conclusion, the 80-20 principle is not just a productivity hack, it's a way of life. It challenges us to stop spreading ourselves thin and start focusing on what truly matters. By identifying our highest impact actions, protecting our time, aligning with our definite purpose, eliminating what doesn't serve us, surrounding ourselves with empowering people, and building unshakable discipline, we unlock a level of potential most never reach. Success doesn't require more effort, it requires focused effort. When you stop chasing everything, you gain the power to master something. And that mastery, fueled by clarity and consistent action, creates results far beyond what average habits will ever produce. So simplify your path, sharpen your focus, and commit to what matters most. The power to achieve more with less has always been within you. It just needed your decision to begin.